Hello everyone and welcome to Brontë Mania. In this video I'm going to be exploring the poetic output of the Brontes. I'm going to be starting with Anne, and in future videos I'm going to look at Emily and Branwell, their poetry. And this is going to be the form of analysis of their poetry. I'll read the poem first and then I'll analyse and bring in my own personal insights. Before we go any further, I'd like to ask all people viewing these videos to click the subscribe button if you like the content I'm putting out, and also click the bell so you get all notifications of future videos. And also the last end of this video, about the last 20 seconds, there will be an icon appearing in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, which will be picturing Branwell. This is actually one of my sketches. If you hover over that, you can subscribe to my channel that way. So this first poem in my analysis is going to be one written by Anne, and it's entitled An Orphan's Lament. She actually wrote this on the 1st of January 1841, when she was approaching 21 years of age. At the end of the poem, the initials AH, which is one of her creations. It's a Gondal character called Alexander Hibernia. Now, Gondal was a world that she created with her sister Emily in conjunction. They formed this union where they wrote together in these tales. It's going to be quite involved and quite engaging tales. It look sort of a really great world, but unfortunately for us all, the narrative of these tales have been lost, and only the poems survive. But the poems make for remarkable reading, I think. There's some really amazing stuff in them. So yeah, this is a actual Gondal poem. I'd like to actually also state that I've actually been inspired by this Gondal saga. I've actually written a book of my own, which is incomplete at the moment, but I've written 500 pages, so it's going pretty well. But I call it Gondal Regained, and this is like my own interpretation of the Gondal saga. I base it on 5 main characters that Anne created. I was going to do original on Anne and Emily, but then the story grew so much just on Anne's side of it, then I thought I'll have to keep it just on Anne's side. You never know. I might in future write a companion piece based on Emily's poetry as well. Consider how many poems Emily wrote, which is a lot more than Anne. I'll probably end over 1,000 pages for them. But it's all great fun anyway, and I love doing it. So anyway, this poem, An Orphan's Lament, I'd like to read it out to you now, and then I'll provide my personal insights and all that description of what the poem really is telling us. So here goes. An Orphan's Lament. She's gone, and twice the summer's sun has gilt Regina's towers, and melted world Angora's snows, and warmed Ixina's bowers. The flowerets twice on hill and dale have bloomed and died away, and twice the rustling forest leaves have fallen to decay. And thrice stern winter's icy hand has checked the river's flow, and 3 times o'er the mountains thrown his spotless robe of snow. 2 summers, springs, and autumns sad, 3 winters cold and grey. And is it then so long ago, that wild November day? They say such tears as children weep will soon be dried away, that childish grief, however strong, is only for a day. And parted friends, how dear soe'er, will soon forgotten be. It may be so with other hearts, it is not thus with me. My mother, thou wilt weep no more, for thou art gone above. But can I ever cease to mourn thy good and fervent love? While that was mine, the world to me was sunshine bright and fair. No feeling rose within my heart, but thou couldst read it there. And thou couldst feel for all my joys and all my childish cares, and never weary of my play, or scorn my foolish fears. Beneath thy sweet maternal smile, all pain and sorrow fled, and even the very tears were sweet, upon thy bosom shed. The loss can never be repaired, I shall not know again. While life remains, the peaceful joy that filled my spirit then. Where shall I find a heart like thine, while life remains to me? And where shall I bestow the love I ever bore for thee? So that is that poem, a really lovely one, I think. I'd like now to go into analysis of this poem. As I say, it's written under the guise of Anne's Gondel character, Alexander Hibernia. And he's basically lamenting the passing of his dear mother, who passed away 2 years before. It's as if he is recalling his memories of her on the anniversary of her death. He tells of that wild November day when his mother breathed her last. Alexander refers to the interval since his mother died, does that earlier in the poem, but re-emphasises the point at the beginning of the third verse when he says, 2 summers, springs, and autumns sad had passed away, with 3 winters cold and grey. It is clear Alexander feels his losses keenly and is heartfelt in his expression of feelings. He wishes it to be known he will never get over the grief of losing his much-loved guiding light, and that the memory of his mother will stay with him always. He outlines this feeling in the 6th verse when he says, "But can I ever cease to mourn thy good and fervent love?" Whenever he felt that love, there was a sense within him that everything surrounding him was sunshine bright and fair. His mother doted on him, even when he behaved badly. This is evidence when Alexander states his mother would never weary of my play or scorn my foolish fears. There was a power in his mother's love for him. This is seen when he speaks of her sweet maternal smile, which made all pain and sorrow disappear from view. He knows that this heartache he now feels can never be released. He understands he will never again experience the peaceful joy that filled him up when he had his dear mother by his side. The poem concludes with a powerful verse. I would like now actually to reread that final verse because it really is quite striking. Where shall I find a heart like thine, while life remains to me, and where shall I bestow the love I ever bore for thee? Yeah, I believe this indicates he believes it will be difficult to hold a lasting relationship with a woman, as he will always have the memory of his mother in his mind. How can any woman compare to his mother? What woman can live up to this standard? Yeah, so that's quite a powerful way of finishing the poem there. And I actually think that I have this inkling that Anne, while writing this poem, was thinking of her own mother, even though she was only a toddler when her own mother died. She had memories of the mother from Branwell and Charlotte, who were quite a few years older than Anne, and also her father would chime in with his memories of her, and she would build up a picture of her from that. I believe she did this later, quite a number of years later, when she worked on her first novel, Agnes Grey, in the character of Mrs. Grey, who is the mother of the title character Agnes, and she built up a picture of this mother from the recollections of her family members of her own mother. I think there's a very distinct possibility that happened, and I believe she was thinking of that as she wrote this poem, which means she was quite different to her own character, because character of Alexander, he has many recollections of his mother growing up, and he thinks back to those memories, whereas Anne has nothing but hazy memories based on what her fellow family members told her about her much loved parent who passed away far too young. So it's quite a diverse thing going on between the creator and the creation. So that's just another added point there, and that's basically it for this video. Thanks very much for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you get a chance, and look forward to sharing my thoughts again next time. I think my next video will probably be about, I would think, Branwell. I'd like to do him next because his poems aren't generally well recognised. They're not as well known, certainly, as Emily's, and maybe not even Anne's. So I'd like to put a poem out in this public sphere with my own analysis of my own personal take. So I hope that will prove to be a good video as well. I look forward to sharing with you that video very soon. Okay, bye for now.